Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders. Thanks to Sportsbet, I'm Roy. I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Wandog.
And Galvin.
Coach of Goanator.
And it's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
Don't do it.
Yes,
Don't do it.
It's
Don't
happening.
do
All
it.
right, you know it
I
is.
know what's coming.
What's coming?
Don't. Yes, I thought I deleted it.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Come on, Roy.
Why do you have to wreck me this early?
Well, I
Just
don't.
let me go about my business without ruining it.
Well, you went
For
about
the
your
second
business
year
on
in
the
a row.
weekend. This is where we have to start. 615th for the week, and you've rocketed up to 600th overall
I'll tell you what, it
with
wasn't...
a 21.55. Well done, Destroy.
Well, thanks, boys. I appreciate it. But my team wasn't outstanding. What this is a message to everyone out there. You can climb. Your team... Far out.
Now, he sent me a message last night.
Did he? What did he
here we
say?
go.
He goes, I'm a genuine chance, baby. Right?
He's up and
Now,
about.
he's either really excited or he'd had a few cans because he never calls me
Already
baby.
got a tap on the shoulder.
Exactly. I wasn't talking about me footy team, mate.
It goes on. It goes on. He wants to know if we can tweak the rules. So, you know, the T's and C's about so he can actually win a hat this year, Dom.
Yeah, we need to look into them properly.
Yeah.
Like, what are we officially? Because we're not employed.
Look,
Well, no.
if I'm allowed to win it, I'll win it this year.
Yeah.
There's
We need
no
to find
point
out.
stealing a hat. No point giving out 99 hats last year,
that's
was there?
exactly right.
So anyway, well done, Roy. 21.55.
All right, thank you.
600th overall. Calvinator.
Yeah.
Oh, so that moved you up 2,500 spots. Calvinator moved up 700 spots.
Yeah.
Not as good,
No.
but...
Tiny feet,
still
tiny
good.
step. That's what they say.
Now you're joking on yourself.
Yeah. Well, what else? Wait for you blokes to get in there. So I scored.
I was
a-
about to
small
launch.
step.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, with John sitting back having a good old laugh at that one.
Wouldn't he?
2073, and that
Yes.
gets me just inside the top 2,000. The ship. the
Hell
wheel-
yeah!
The wheels. That started to wobble. You know, I was a little bit. Dog
Yeah.
called me rattled.
Rattled?
Yeah, I was rattled.
You're still rattled.
Oh, still very rattled, dog. My captains are hopeless.
Captains are like...
Never heard you say that.
Well, look at them.
Admit it, I mean.
Well, that's another thing. So anyway, steady the ship this week, Roy. Get everyone 130 plus captain, and we're good to go.
Thank you.
V8, you beat me by 9 points.
Good.
Devastated.
Yep.
I was actually watching the scores. Our last sort of unique matchup there. Nasiah.
Oh, he had a crack. Yes,
kicked
he
a
did.
Career-high 3 goals. He was on his way. Went into the midfield. Said, I better get the Warnogs over the line.
Are you worried about that shift?
A little bit.
Yeah, but he
think
was
it
great.
It didn't matter on that ground.
No.
The postage stamp that it was there.
That was amazing.
I love how invested you are, and you still
Invested.
lose.
Oh, invest.
Settle down.
So he didn't
Did you
even-
mean to do
He didn't
that?
know. He didn't know that.
I did. That's how I roll.
Beach balls. But I must have been better than you blokes because I moved up 9,000 spots
Yes,
for the
Well
week.
done.
That's
So
good.
Inside the top, well, I can call it top 17,000 now.
You surely feel better about the direction of your team at the moment.
I've got no feelings about my team, to be honest.
They'll be growing though.
He got lucky.
You'll be inside the top 10K in 2 weeks.
Yeah, probably. Then we'll all be singing.
Here it is! That's what you did, Jenny. You stuck it right up them.
Maximus Decimus Meridius, the commander of the legions of the North, true servant of Marcus Aurelius. Right. Max got 118. That is how you fight back and you respond with all the other rucks. Just dying and falling around.
Not a failed pit cow.
No, there you go. Pat yourself on the back, big fella.
I reckon.
118.
How good.
The big fella now approaches a juicy run of green.
Oh,
He made it
so
there.
we've got the run now. I thought the run
finally
started
there.
3 or 4 weeks ago.
No,
Cal.
it starts now. He's finally got there, and we held through the pain, and here we are.
Right, I bought in Brayshaw, and here's
Yes,
the deal.
well done.
It's probably the reason why I made that little jump in ranks, because 123, when all the popular captains just kept dropping like flies, they were all very disappointing. Old Bray, lead boots, went well.
Not my number one captain, though. Look at that. Number one captain he was.
Oh, geez, you're seeing them like beach
That's
balls.
why I
Cal.
did
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
That's why I did it.
Yep. You're welcome.
Thursday night.
Oh, wasn't that a roller coaster?
Lazarus.
Oh, here we go.
Izak Rankine. We thought he was going to be taken out of the team at the last
We
moment.
didn't.
You did.
It was nerve-wracking. Fitness tests, everything.
You were in your own head.
You know, invested once again. Look at him.
Now, he scored 107 in
He
the
did.
end. He had a massive quarter pounder in the last quarter to do
he
that.
did.
But I'm going to pull out the. He was my third highest scorer. For the week.
Was he? The guy who was nearly a late withdrawal.
Exactly. But I am going to pull out the on that calf, Shane Watson.
Oh,
Challenge.
There's nothing wrong with
What
that.
was going on
It
there?
got better.
It
It
did.
got better the more he played on it.
You have to ask why. You probably
Interesting.
missed this week.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
This one's on me. I shouldn't have Joel Frazier in my team anymore.
It's round 6, mate.
But do you know what?
Did you traded him in, didn't you?
Yes, for Lachie Ash, just quite.
I didn't know that.
Beach
Sorry.
balls. Beach balls. You traded out Ash as well, so don't you bloody talk. Far out. But
That's a big swing.
I had two really bad players I needed to move in my backline, but could only move one of them last week. Who was the other one? Sam Taylor.
Yeah.
And he had to go. He had to go.
He's a good player, Sam.
Oh, great player.
Sam Taylor scored 77.
That's what he does.
Scored more than Frazier 61, and guess what that would have meant?
Oh, the vest.
No vest.
This game is pure torment.
Isn't it ever?
Alvenator.
There's always a way that it can get to you.
It does. I'll go next. I've got... see, I feel bad about this one.
Well, don't do it.
Well,
this is not fair.
no.
You'll be like one of those other content creators,
No.
Cow, if you're pulling this one out.
Far from. Now, Lindsay,
Yeah.
right, I hold him for that knee,
Yeah.
juicy roll,
Yes.
all of the above. 49, didn't look himself out there.
No.
Did not look himself. So hopefully...
No, he's a little bit timid.
He
as
was.
such.
So hopefully it
Yeah.
sort of blows the cobwebs.
Like that kid, he launches into tackles and all sorts
Yeah.
of things, and he wasn't doing any of that. So he was obviously still a bit
So
ginger.
just a little bit of a rocket for him, that's all.
Yeah,
Okay?
fair
Yes.
enough. Mine was Pryor. You play rookie roulette. This
Why would
happens
you play him on field?
because I'm very deep with rookies in defence. Now,
How many?
The thing
How
is,
many?
I actually put no thought into it. I just defaulted him there once Stewart was out.
Yep.
I was like, Pryor, you come on. I didn't even realise Trainer had been
He's so
good back there.
Very good.
And not often in a coin toss do you miss by 45, but that's
Yeah.
quite significant. That could have moved me up a lot.
It would have.
So, yeah, 45, not good enough.
Let's have a look at some of the scores then. The weekly winner, Chad Showermakers, 22.45.
That's a
big
good
score.
knock.
That's a great...
When I was looking at that, though, big shout out to Cam, plus 6 cents. He came 6th for the week with a 22.30, but he was the winner of the unlucky mug a few years ago.
well
Finished
done.
101st, so nice to see his little head poking up there.
He's
Good on
there
you.
and thereabouts.
He's a very
always
good
there.
coach, actually.
Yeah.
There's a few names up there that I've seen.
see him all the time.
Are just good at it while we suck.
That's it.
First overall, Jacob. He's got a pretty good commanding lead there at the moment. 10,099 points. He's got his 300 points ahead of you, Roy.
Oh, that's a captain, Roy.
That's a lot.
No, it's not.
Don't you reckon?
No.
But it's only 600 ahead of me then. Only
got
two
a-
captains, Cow.
How do you
He's got a
insert
good team,
yourself
though.
into this?
Just want to give other people some
Well, we're
hope.
talking about the leaders and your good
Well,
team. However, you're only a little bit ahead of me.
Just so you know, I think I calculated that
no,
properly.
it doesn't look
Can't
right.
be right.
There's something I've just thought. I don't know why we haven't thought of this before, but like, why don't we? Have we ever considered outsourcing our team on the quiet to one of these guys that is
yeah.
always
good
up
idea.
there?
Well, I've got a confession to make.
Well, you better change your coach, mate.
Correct. Calvinator's magic. Right, 100th overall at the
That'd
moment.
be my turn.
So you need 9,893 points to be knocking on the door of the hat.
Right.
minute.
There you go.
That's where that is sitting right now. All right, big weekend for rookies. Cash cow of the year, Michael Barlow medal. Levi Ashcroft gets the 5 votes for that one after his 98. So picked up forward status. We'll talk about DPPs
handy.
later on. But yeah, that was great.
He's just
Nice
going
score.
nowhere
He's just a
for potential
22
touches.
touches, 6 marks, 3 tackles, goal. Like, it's just a perfect
Very
stat
good,
line.
yeah.
Stat stuffer,
He
as
is a
you'd
stat
say.
stuffer.
He
He's a
is.
stat stuffer.
4 votes. Jai Menzies, he snuck into being eligible
did
for
he?
this, but he kicked 4 snags. Well done.
Yeah, good on him.
Tassie boy.
He deserves it.
He's a good man.
Yeah.
In 40 games, he's still rookie priced.
Yeah, so not a perfect start to his career.
No.
But he's come good. 4
Heavily
goals.
so.
Well done.
Yeah.
3 votes, Riley Bice, the most traded in player last week. So that was nice for the old Miami. And
Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Everybody.
about
Responded.
35,000 people did it last week and would have been happy with 94 points. He gets 3 votes. Zach Reed, he was the right pick of the rookies. 90.
Yep.
Good.
Very good.
10 marks.
Yep.
That Melbourne matchup, that is something.
Look, we don't get everything right, but that's one thing we did get right last week.
Agreed.
That was happening.
Yep.
You're lucky that I talked you into picking Zach Reed because you blokes didn't want him
Thank you,
in
Dog.
the preseason.
Thank you, Mr. Dog.
Zach Trainer gets the 1 vote. He gets 90, and it does go back. The count back goes on their previous score. That's why they both scored 90.
or whatever
2
works
votes.
in favour of a bomber.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
need some sort of win there. But yeah, Trainer, awesome.
Very
He's good.
awesome.
He took 10 marks as well, so he's making plenty of cash. Levi Ashcroft is now the leader. in the
Really?
Cash cow.
Order
of the
restored.
year.
It is.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy podcast.
Alrighty, news. There's a few things coming out. Let's go through the weekend. Izak Rankine.
That's not news. That's
was.
not. That's
It was
fake news.
See, actually, let's go back to last week when we called
Yep.
that
You called
fake
me
news.
out.
And it turned out to be correct.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
all fake. A myth.
No,
It was.
You didn't believe it was anything in it,
And I still don't.
And then there
He
was a
just had
narrative
100.
all week. They didn't just pick up what the Warn Dogs said
I think
on that
they might have.
on Mondays.
Your
AFL
panic
Fantasy Podcast.
created a news story.
I know we get a lot of listens here. Actually, more than most AFL podcasts, just quite.
Oh, don't rub it into it, Tom. They're probably listening.
But we don't create that narrative. That was a true story.
Hey,
you guys didn't
it
believe
wouldn't be
was
the
true.
first time we've created fake news stories.
Can't go there. Well, on that Thursday night as well, afternoon, the Karma bus hit Roy with Tom Stewart
Oh.
and the Gastro.
How quick did the fantasy gods want to whack me with
They
that?
got you good, didn't they?
Especially when you were chirping all week.
Yes.
You were so bad. Oh,
I know I
We
was.
copped the hit of Izak Rankine. Who else did you cop the hit of? It was a few
O'Driscoll.
O'Driscoll. All these players that you didn't have.
Look,
God, how can you be up to 600
I don't know.
when you are playing with fire at the moment?
I don't know. I keep getting whacked for it, but hey, you got to turn a negative into a positive.
You do.
But for him,
You're
for the
the
fantasy gods to
unsociable
come out and say
destroying.
it's coming, and then to hit me that quick,
Bang.
they're not usually like that. Anyway,
Jolamati, Hammy for him. Now, the Blues are going to be an interesting watch here. So, Brody Kemp, Achilles there. But Harry Mackay will miss with concussion. So, I think we've got an issue with TDK because we might have someone coming into the team that could affect some things.
Yeah.
Right.
it's true.
That's a
So-
big issue.
Mr. Worldwide, the Pitbull,
Yeah.
may come in.
He hasn't had a run in the Magoos yet, has he?
Nobody's available.
You cannot throw Pitto underdone into an AFL game.
Against Xerri.
Which is why they need it.
They just
another
need
issue.
another lump out there, that's for sure.
It's a
okay,
concern.
we'll watch it, Dog, but I think you're just making up another news story for the week.
Well, let's see how this one transpires.
So that's a 3:20 game on Friday.
Yes.
So
We'll talk some times
Keep
later.
your eye on that.
if you change your wording to "I've been told" from on good authority that
Sources say.
Pitto will be coming, that will create a headline somewhere in some news outlet.
Well, we'll see what the Fantasy Journal of the Year has to say. He'll be on to it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he'll know.
He already does know.
He knows exactly what's going on.
He
He's
picks
like
the teams.
He would.
He's the fantasy goat news man.
He is.
James Harms hurt his foot very, very, very early in that game. Was subbed out for the Doggies there. Bad one here, and Roy.
No,
Nick Bryan.
you guys are
did his
painting me
ACL.
to be a very bad man today.
These fantasy gods. No.
It says in our yearly run sheet that week 5 I have to come out and be real, like rude and arrogant and stuff. So I did my job. It's not really me. It's just part of our yearly
This
script.
sucks. So Nick Bryan he's in the team and was dominating. He's been really good.
He
so
has. He has
ACL,
been good.
so he will be missing there. Luke Ryan, shoulder subbed out. So and his price is dropping
A lot.
significantly.
And it'd have to
lot.
get real cheap.
A real lot.
Every
read his name.
Every man has his price.
They do.
Now Richmond, they had already lost Lawler last week with a bit of a hit, but Armstrong with a hamstring. That's a bad one. Like, he's out for a long time. Lynch was subbed in the game. So, but he was doing some run-throughs before he was subbed, so they didn't name anything up as a injury. But, yeah. Miles Bergman copped a knee knock. He was subbed out. He was battling a bit last night in that Port Adelaide demolition.
It was.
Oh, they were on too.
They were on.
Holy
really.
hat on.
Do you see? Rosie was just pinging goals from
Rosie,
How?
we've got to discuss
It was
this at some
amazing.
point. That roll, half back.
DPP.
He
I
looked
know
happy
they've just
there,
come
didn't he?
out.
100%. I was actually doing the calculations. If he played 100% defence last week, could have he made it? No, but it's one to watch for the next one.
He certainly is.
Jeez.
Unreal.
Connor Nash was also subbed out with a bit of an arm issue. MRO, only key one there was James Peatling. So he was another one in this DPP chat. He did pick up forward status, but he will be missing this week with his 1 week suspension. No Magoo's news to talk about. Probably the only one out of that. Nat Fife hurt his hammy. So
I heard that.
that is a setback there for the big fella. Did you get anything out of the weekend, Cal, looking at?
Tag watch.
What did you learn?
I tell you
I
what.
learned.
Yeah, you go.
Nick Daicos. Doesn't matter. James Jordan, who are you?
But you know what? It did matter. Last year when he was held to 71,
Exactly.
and what James Jordan did to Lachie Neal earlier this year.
Yes.
He can clamp.
He
But
can.
Daicos just said, no, brother. Not
And well
happening."
done to the people on social media that told us that they still went into it, didn't worry about that. That's ballsy.
It is.
It is.
That's beach ballsy.
So there was a significant mindset shift in Daicos.
Yeah.
When he gets those real hard clamps, historically, he never comes out of it pretty. He certainly doesn't tackle. He doesn't run as hard as he normally can.
Yep.
He was doing both.
Yeah.
Is this what he is now moving forward?
I think he's sniffing a Brownlow. I
Yeah.
think he just really, really...
Because you can't fold to the tag every 2 weeks and win a Brownlow, can you?
No. So the other one was the GWS St Kilda game where we had Bedford, Windy. Even Hugo Garcia does
Yes.
a little bit at times. Harvey Thomas had a little go.
Harvey?
Yeah, he had a little go as well. So that was a really tough one, Red. So as far as this week goes, James Jordan plays Port Adelaide. So that probably goes to Zach Butters.
Yeah, well, not Rosie off the half back.
Although he has done forward
halfback
tag.
roles.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting one. And then the other one's Toby Bedford, who plays Adelaide. Now, would you tag a guy with a sore calf, Roy? Or would you just go to someone else?
The easy kill.
He's got a sore calf.
You've got to go
Don't
to
worry about him.
You've got to go to Rankine. He
do.
kicks goals.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He is very good. So
Hang on.
Here he
Give him
goes.
the 30 seconds.
Here he goes.
Tell us,
Think
dog.
about how he went. He was my third highest scorer for the week.
Lover boy dog.
He's very good. I was actually watching him dominate, and I thought I could see Warnie sitting back there with his arms crossed in his big lazy boy, going, "Who's
Yep.
the best player in the competition?"
And they laugh at me saying that.
So
You have to turn it into a negative, don't you?
there is a couple of concerns this week for our players, but Rankine probably the one that cops it the biggest.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right. What about Tom Sparrow?
Old Sparrow. Sparrow fart.
Sparrow fart.
He did not.
That's what Merrett said.
Zach.
No.
He went to him a little bit though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, until they had to just give up on it.
Well,
because that
was a
wasn't working and it
complete
was wrecking
domination.
everything else.
Okay, so
Okay, Merrett produced a domination.
so Sparrow fart, does he go to Sarong, Andy Bray this week?
Oh, I don't know if it's working.
No, I don't think it is working for him either. I think that's a tag that we'll see disappear like a fart in the wind.
I think so. Yeah.
DPPs, we've talked about those a little bit. They've come out, so fire up your list there, boys. The key ones are in dual position things. I guess the way they're done to start with, they need to play 35% in a different position than what they're named at. If they're already DPP, they can't be TPP.
Yes, like a Caleb Daniel,
No, yeah, exactly.
who is
Ryan
a
Marrick,
mid-forward who cannot be mid-forward defender.
Yeah.
Just maybe one day.
I highly doubt it, dog, but we'll see.
It might break things.
Yeah.
So the key ones are adding defender and adding forward if they've been midfielders. So that
Yes.
is that. Although every single player adds some form of flexibility and probably increases their stocks as a player, whether it's in Classic or Draft. Classic are all in the system now. Draft will be over the next couple of days. They've got a new system. They've got to make that work.
Oh, there's a couple of things I need to tidy up in
Yeah,
there.
well,
That's
I'd
fine.
love to see you go beyond the
You're
scenes.
better to
Kev.
wait and get it done properly,
Yeah.
Cal.
Yeah.
That's right. So
it.
let's talk about defenders. Who jumped out at you as a defender that picked up, a midfielder that picked up defender status?
Rory.
Roy Laird.
Roy Laird's a big one.
Yep. Can he knock on the door?
100% he can.
Yep.
So, other than that game where he got a tactical, which that's when they were overconfident and getting pretty. It was a stupid move.
Yep.
Cost him the game. But other than him getting that vest, he's had a really solid year.
He has.
Yeah.
And, definitely in the mix for the R22.
Josh Daicos.
Disappointing.
He just hasn't done.
No.
He's not as bad as you think.
Really?
He's only had one average game, and that was on the weekend. He's been fine.
Oh, I've owned him in draft, Roy. It hasn't been good.
Well, what do you want from him? 110 a week?
So he's going at 87.
Yeah, because of
But he
that
went
one
at
bad
95
one.
last year, so
Yeah, okay.
He's all right.
He'll pick it back
I
up.
think so.
All right, I'll hold
can he
him.
knock on the door?
He's under the blanket.
Under the blanket.
Love it.
Some of the names that I saw there, Dylan Shield, who has been all right too, because he's gone back in the midfield.
Dog,
No,
behave.
you're not doing it.
How's he got it back to this? Stick to the script, dog.
Ollie Hollins, who has been better, like draft relevant.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely there. If you've got him in classic still, well done. But you can throw him back there. But you might as well be playing
Was
the
he?
rookies.
How was he on this? Do you still check his scores? How was he this
He was
week?
in the 80s.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Better.
that's- Yeah, it
Better
is
than what
better.
he
That's all
gave
we wanted
me.
him for.
The other one, probably a big name, was Harley Reid, ended up with defender
Yeah,
status.
that surprised me.
So over those last couple of weeks, because he has been bulk, so it knocked his percentages up there.
Yeah.
So he's not playing that for long. Kane is saying that he shouldn't be doing it, so therefore everyone reacts to that. So, but he'll be back in the midfield.
Yeah.
What draft?
Yeah, well, but I honestly thought like he was an 80 per game this week.
Yeah.
This year, sorry, at least.
He plays for the Eagles.
Yeah, that makes
They're
it hard.
capped out at 80s. They're top
Yeah, they
scorer
are.
just about.
So you're probably not even looking, are you?
Jace Burgoyne
Yeah.
got added. He was really good early on. When they had a soft draw, though.
Yeah.
And now he's starting to find a little bit tougher.
Yeah, well,
But
speaking of
he's a
soft
good one.
draws, Jasper Fletcher.
Yeah, that's a nice one. He can score. He got a ton on the weekend.
He did.
Yep.
He's turned it up a notch the last couple of weeks at the expense of
Porco.
Dorco.
The rookies there, obviously Finn O'Sullivan ended up with the defender status, just not scoring quite enough, but flexibility's handy.
Yep, Connor Stone.
Stoney.
Yep. He's got the forward defender
Now-
swing now.
You know how sometimes I like to, you could maybe call it overutilised DPP.
Correct. Yeah.
Didn't take long for Stoney to end up in my back line.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's down there.
Ah.
Because you're fielding 3 defender rookies at the moment.
Well, there's a lot of us
space,
down there.
There's room.
Yep.
The other one too, he's still a rookie and almost basement price again because he keeps being sub. He's Angus Hasty, so he's picked up the defender status as well.
Has he?
So you've actually got
Well,
a
that-
few swingers.
It's Hasty. What is he doing for us?
Nothing. He's a liability in the team.
Can't even loop him.
You can't even loop him.
You guys still got
Not making
Hasty.
money.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We're not happy about
Oh,
it.
dear.
We'll talk about the forwards there. Now, there's one bloke that's rocketed into
Double R22.
Yes. Who's that?
Nick Martin.
Oh, goodness me, he has. That's a game changer. Him
Okay.
being there.
He can score whatever he does.
Yes.
Is a win for him. But, yeah, obviously played enough forward
Yep.
to do that. I don't reckon he would have even had much clock of defender at all this year.
No.
So,
So
he
he
was
had a
mid
couple
forward.
of disappointing
Yeah.
games, but
Yeah.
then he went whack.
Still
the
obviously
weekend.
worth over $1 million.
I know, that's it. It's a lot to pay.
You got to look at that whack, though, was against the easiest team to score against.
It was.
So is he right now into the rolling 22?
Yes,
Right.
straight in.
What about Christian Petrarca? Does he?
Well, he's knocking on the door and he hasn't stopped all night. So,
Really?
Yeah.
He had a ton, didn't he?
Yes,
On the
he
weekend?
did. So it was his first one for the year. So he's falling short of knocking it down. But at this stage, I'm thinking he could be F6.
Yes, he's at 879K.
That's value.
That's a great price.
It's chaseable.
Yeah.
He's averaged over 104 times in his career. so
Exactly. It's
we know.
Christian Petrarca.
It
Let's
is.
not forget that, people.
In a team that cannot get a kick,
Yeah.
and he's still averaging basically 90.
Yeah.
May not be in the same echelon
Yes.
as
Ooh.
those two of Nick Martin and Christian Petrarca, but Chad Warner is
Yeah.
going to be bloody cheap.
Yeah.
He was subbed out last week with a pretty low score.
Yes. So he
As soon as he gets back in that midfield doing his thing,
big time.
then he's almost a must-have.
I'd
isn't
love
he,
to
in the
know
forward
the
line?
story with him because I'm not sure why his role's like this or why he got subbed out that other week because I thought he must be carrying something, but then he played 90% time on ground this week. He's right in the mix. He'll be the first one knocking on the door.
Yeah, so subbed out on 41. He got 86 last week. He's got a break even of 113, and he's at 871.
Like, he's a 95 guy.
He
It's
is.
as simple as that.
Yeah, because he's never gone 100 plus.
No.
So,
No.
yeah, some rookies have been good there. We mentioned Levi Ashcroft before, but Sid Draper, Sam Lawler, Murphy Reed, Cow, your boy.
Murph, yep.
You still got him?
Yep.
You still got him.
Still growing,
He's
mate.
making money.
Still
actually.
growing him. Yeah, he's not yet to be.
What do you have on the weekend?
And not a good one. Not a good one.
Just checking.
And
What?
growth stopped.
Might be some draft guys to look at, like Dangerfield's one. Like, he's still owned
big
in,
time.
like, less than half the
Yeah.
leagues. Like, he should be.
He's a beast.
Did he make your video, dog?
Yes, he did.
Oh, well, there you
haven't
go.
you watched it? Jeez, it's flying with the views on that
I
one.
reckon it
People
will.
are talking about
They
it.
are. Yeah.
Lots of people talking.
Lots of people talking about. But I guess there's a few players that could be some draft ones because forward line is where we've probably struggled with on draft day.
Yeah.
And then to
yeah.
have. So
Yeah.
Danger was one of those. Will Graham, he picked up forward status.
Did he?
That was an interesting one that we know what he could score like last year.
Yeah.
When he was there. Cornelio, he's now got forward status.
What's Cogs doing?
Well, he was
Not
out
playing.
injured.
Come on, Cogs.
Yeah.
When the
Bokey?
DPPs, when these drop, dog, I read a bit of feedback they got.
Oh, yeah?
Usually it's, what a waste of time. No one there.
Yeah.
This time it was
Too many.
Too many. Apparently everyone gets it now. This is ridiculous. And I was like,
People are never happy.
Never happy.
It's
And we
official.
did mention Peatling as well, so I doubt that he's probably available in your leagues.
you wouldn't think so.
So how many were there all up?
70.
Too many.
That's a lot.
It'd have to be a world record. And probably worth mentioning, like the midfielders, like that just adds flexibility, which there's a couple of handy ones for our teams that added, like Davo for our
Yes.
classic team. He's got the mid-forward loop now. A few floating around there. But then the ad ruck one, there was only one, and that was Sam De Koning.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hang on. The ad forward, I forgot to mention this one. Bombers,
Oh, dear.
Sam Draper.
Oh, yes, I did look
He's
at
got
that.
forward status.
That's relevant.
He would be available
Yes.
in your draft league.
I would think so.
I reckon he would be.
And with forward status, and now the number one ruck,
I know.
Stop.
I've
depends
got
on what they do. Like, they might bring in Goldberg, but I think it might be righty.
Yeah, right.
come in and
'Cause I actually do have Brian in draft. I am a fan of him.
Well, then
I
you
wasn't
handcuff.
wishing his injury.
Then you handcuff.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
Or you drop Brian
I-
now because
yes.
he won't be here for
Well, I do want him on the players trip, but yes, I'd have to delist him, unfortunately.
Mm.
But yeah, dog. One thing I just want to say about the DPPs.
Yes, what?
Sometimes you just need to be a little bit stronger. You flip and flop. They want more, so you give them 70.
Yeah.
And that's too many. You
Yeah.
just need to be a bit firmer and not fold to the people's requests.
So there's a
all
little
the
part
time.
of this you think that I make these decisions. The
Yes.
players actually make the decisions.
Do they?
Champion data make the decisions based off what the players do.
So the players have a say in it.
Well, where they start on the field.
And
well,
that's
then
up
it's the
to them.
coaches then. Far out. Settle down. Right, let's look into some things and issues ahead of round 6, which is the Easter round of footy. Some things to know. Thursday nights, as we always do, but there's an early game on the Friday, 3:20 game. That's the Good Friday game, which is North Melbourne and Carlton.
Correct.
And then Bombers play against West Coast over in the West at 6:10 Eastern time. So just a few little things. And then we obviously go all the way through to Monday.
Yep. 3:20.
Geelong and Hawthorn. Now, just one little thing on that. Monday games, we don't get their teams on Thursday night.
Oh, we're
And
at
we
that
get those
point in
on
the
Sunday
season.
night at 6:20. So that's when you find those ones out. Now, in that, I don't have anyone. I don't have a cat or a hawk. So my feet will be up by Sunday night.
Who are people sweating on? Stuart, if you're held.
Stuart's still
They
sweating.
haven't stopped sweating.
Stuart's
Since round
sweating on
one.
the can.
Who else is there? Nevitt, maybe?
Yeah.
If people
Oh,
are doing
yeah.
that.
Oh, it
Sam
couldn't be
De
a
Koning.
worse team.
Closey.
It couldn't be a worse team
Yeah.
to be on Monday if you've invested in a
I guess
few
the good
cats.
thing is, if they're only naming their team the night before, Because it would have been a long time if they named
Oh,
on
how many
Thursday night. How many
changes would they
changes
make?
they could have made.
In the equivalent of a week.
Did you see GWS's tweet?
Yes.
We've done it
That was
Geelong.
funny.
Geez, they're good.
Why are they so funny?
They are
Jacob
great.
It's
is
awesome.
very good at what he does there. Anyway, so one of the things leading into this weekend, Roy, you feel like you've been ahead of the competition every single week. With
How
all
do you
of
know
your-
what I feel?
Because you tell us.
You tell us. Those texts that you send, you have, I know you've got a massive chest, but that's out even further than normal these days.
Oh, he's okay.
You must be benching, what, 180?
Yeah, I'm P-Ban.
Yeah, he would be.
I have been extremely lucky by my standards here.
You call that skilled in those text messages.
I was being a stirrer. Okay. That, like I said, it was in the
But
script.
one of those-
Week 5, do that.
One of those was that you've gone 3 rookies in defence
Yes.
on field.
And I think
Even though you made it blue by going
I did,
prior.
but
over
the
Trainer.
idea was right. Execution failed slightly. But it seems, I think a lot of people are going to shift that way. And
Yeah, is it the way to go?
I think it is. And it's not rocket science. All I've done the last few weeks is go from, okay, I totally failed my mid-price team. What a surprise. We always seem to do that. So I've just been hot on changing
and
it back
rookies,
to
guns
guns
and
and rookies as quick as I can.
Yep.
And when I looked at it last week, and then Tom Stewart was obviously out, which made it 3 on ground. But I was like, I've got more faith, and this was wrong as well because I had Pryor in this bracket. But I was like, I've got more faith in those defenders hitting 60 to 65 rookies than anyone else on, any other rookies I've got in any other part of the ground.
Well, you haven't got that out of your sub.
Yes. Well, I
Sad.
did.
They're
Yeah.
hooligan.
So that was, so I went early on Bice
Yep.
Yeah.
and then early on El Hooley, and both have become trade targets.
Right.
So that's a bit of luck
A
involved.
step
The-
ahead.
look, the flag obviously is they're still rookies.
Yes.
Right? And they're coming off some juicy matchups.
Yes.
Very favourable for those
And that's
defenders.
100%.
an important thing to note with any score that you've looked at the
Yeah.
week before.
And this needs to be flagged. We have gone heavy rookies in defence before.
Yep.
It takes an injury and an omission or two, and it leaves you high and dry.
Yes.
Like, it is so hard to get out of it. The beauty of it at the moment, at least, the risk is sort of taken away a little bit because they already have some cash on their head.
They do.
So you're not in that trap where they've ended up like they're 300K. They've actually got enough money to play around. So I think if you're going to take that risk, now is an okay time to do it.
Well, I'm in a position where I've got Joel Frazier still.
That's the thing.
So
Rookie
he
scores.
could go down. He might
Yep.
as well go down, and then that just upgrades
Yep.
someone else. And it's not like it's
He's back.
It's
Great
not like
trading.
It's adding an
Hell
extra,
yeah.
It's not like it's adding an extra rookie because that cash then goes on top.
Yep.
of
See,
someone
that's
else.
the thing as well. You need to make that money count
Yeah.
because you need to be getting someone with a ceiling that is going to cover one of those crap
And
rookie scores.
is it okay to start culling some of your rookies, even though that you feel like there might be some dollars still to make?
Yes.
Like I think, I don't have him, but a Max Hall, for example.
Yep.
Who moved him? What
Me.
have you got? You did.
Cold.
Wow, you're a step ahead of the competition with everything that
But
you're
no,
doing.
he was good though.
He
He
was
was good again. But that's what I have to practice what I preach. So last week I said, if it gets you to the person
Yep.
that you want, cull early.
So, yeah, like he's got to break even at 36.
Yeah.
There's still
But
a
he
little.
can hold.
There's a little bit of meat on the bone.
There
but
is.
The
But
bone
how
is
much?
well,
But how much meat?
not enough to feed a family.
He drops a 50, which is well within
Oh, of course. He had
the
30
realm. He
2 weeks ago.
Adds like 5 to 10 grand.
Yes.
Like that's
Yeah.
not worth holding.
So,
on
yes,
to.
you can start moving them.
Yeah.
100%.
There's a few in that boat, I guess, like that.
There's a lot in that boat.
Xavier Lindsay. That was a little play with the trade last night.
Oh, yes.
After lockout lift. Like,
That's fine.
yeah, he can go.
He
because
can.
he is currently on field.
Yes.
And
Yep. No, and it's ruthless. It's a ruthless game.
it's
but
a ruthless game.
while we've got these guys coming through that you actually have a little bit of faith in,
Yep.
I think you can actually do it. Like guys like Grossi, for example, he's going well.
He
He's
is.
not leaving that side. His cash gen's going to be a lot quicker than those other
Yeah.
guys anyway.
Yeah.
So it can be done.
Flip and flop. Now, if we are hunting towards the top, the names that were big on the weekend, and that's where a lot of our trades go to. Oh, who scored last weekend? But I think the
not
high
captain's dog.
the high on the shopping list is going to be your Nick Daicos. I think Friday night everyone's gone, how am I going to get him?
Yes.
Zach Merrett was in that conversation as well on Saturday night. There is a price difference between a bit over 100K.
Yes.
Dog.
That's there.
I've got something to say.
All right. What?
I'm sorry.
What? What for?
He was right.
About what?
Who's number one in the rolling 22, Cal? As the midfielders.
He's not.
I'm sorry.
Merrett.
Yep.
In the double R22.
Yeah.
On draft night, when you got there and you go, who's the first midfielder I'd
Well,
take?
it would have been Gould and Bond, but they're not there.
Exactly.
So
So
now-
dog is bloody
Right.
ice skating.
Bradbury.
Everyone else has fallen over. Look at the dog come around the bend.
All right, so
Merrett's number one.
Merritt's number one.
now you'd prefer Merrett over Daicos
Roy, would
if
you?
money wasn't an issue.
If money wasn't an issue, Merrett is ahead of Daicos.
But money might be an issue.
Well, this is
and
a salary
probably should
cap
be an
game.
issue.
Like it is an issue
So
for
it's
everybody.
about 100 odd K,
It's 105 from memory.
which is approximately 10
10
points.
points. Yeah.
The other part of that is I would
Is
feel
Merrett 10 points better than
well,
Nick?
he is if you're making him a captain. I'd feel more comfortable having Merrett as a captain rather
Yeah.
than a Daicos. Unless it's a VC, then you can have a go at it.
Right.
You just
so
told me that Daicos now doesn't get tagged. Or doesn't
he
affect
does.
him.
So
No,
with
well,
these two, I think if you're trading into it, Daicos is the right one for the extra. Okay.
Yep.
But I think Merrett, he's number one.
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw when I was just having a moment or 10 to 30 to myself this morning
Yeah.
on the toilet.
Yeah.
That's when I like
Tom
to
Stewart.
check my tweets. Yeah. So I saw Vams on there. So this is where he's going really well. He's top 100 or something.
Yep.
Right?
There is a correlation with how much you tweet and how well you're going in the game, I reckon.
Definitely. Your rates go through the roof. Except if you play Supercoach.
Oh, God.
And my mate, I bet not. No, I'm not saying anything about
I don't even
another
know where
game.
this is going.
So
Play on.
keep going strong, son. You'll get there. He's having the worst run ever. Anyway, Vams last week. So
Who's Vams?
just a mate on the X.
Right.
So he went Green over Merrett for that extra 100K.
Yeah, okay.
See, he's currently a 600 spot better coach than me, but there's no way I would do that. Because when do you get Merrett? Merrett's clearly better than Green. I don't care about that 100K
Yeah.
at that point.
It's horses for courses with your team
Yeah.
a little bit because I feel like I need to go the cheaper guy just to keep banking and
And that's
helping
what he's
that.
doing. He's obviously smart.
But that is how you almost should play the game. But in saying that,
I
if
think
Zach
there's
is going to go
exceptions
bang,
to the rule.
Zach had Melbourne and Zach has West Coast this week.
Yes.
Like, that should be.
So anyway, I'll have to have a chat to him about that move.
Right. So we'd have to get Daicos ahead of Zach.
For
or
that.
not. for
That's
the
a time
price.
where they are both in that top echelon. So you just go the cheaper one. I
Does
think.
anyone else in that top group come under, like,
Special
yeah.
privileges.
Butters?
A special privilege guy.
Just saying.
No, Cal.
what did he even score?
He was good, wasn't he?
He was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so those top guys, let's think about it. The guys who make exceptions for the rule. Not Zach, even
Right,
though
okay.
he's a jet. So it's Merrett. In the midfield. It would be Merrett, Daicos.
Andy Bray.
Andy Bray is just in that group.
Right.
So's Dawson. Now, talk to me about Dawson. Has he removed
I
himself
could
from
not
that
buy
group
him.
now?
You couldn't buy into him at the moment.
You
Although
can't.
coming off this longer break that they'll have this week,
He'll be good again.
I hope so.
So the top three, they're the top three, are they? You guys happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
I definitely make exceptions for the first two. Bray, he's probably just
Pushing it.
It's getting harder now to
Out
shop
of
in
it.
the more value areas of these premium midfielders. Like,
Yes.
is this the time then that you do hit the big dogs?
If you can. I'm all for launching into them at the moment. Those ceiling guys, they were the ones that make a difference.
Like Merrett's averaging 119.
Oh, you were onto that.
Like that's just ridiculous.
You can apologise as well. Roy's done it.
Well, wait and see.
Why didn't you start him? You knew it.
Yeah.
You knew
Because they had a
it.
bye.
Ah, of course. Yes. Step ahead.
Is it up? Is it upcoming?
They've had it.
Oh, why haven't you got him?
Well, why didn't you get him this week?
I don't know. That was a big
That's
fail.
the thing. You decided to go old cement boots and
Chase the matchup.
That was stupid.
No,
yeah.
well,
You could have chased.
it was good for 1 week.
You could have chased the
Silly.
Zach matchup.
Well,
Although
exactly.
Sparrow was a flag. The other conversation, we had it last week, rucks. They're not great.
No, they're not, are
But
they?
Cow, you're up and about because Maximus, your man, top scored out of the rucks with 118.
Beach balls.
That's a good hit.
And coming up, he goes Freo,
Yeah.
Richmond, West Coast.
You landed that one on the roof.
Yeah.
Especially with all the other rucks failing.
All right. If you have X,
Right, this is where the conversation is.
It is.
X is the big one.
he's got to go. He's got to go.
So he pumped out, what did he pump out? A 73, and that's off the back of scoring 78, 77, 90. He had that big 129 in round 1.
in a green matchup against Tim
Bulldogs.
English.
He's carrying
There's
a
something
hammy.
not right.
So this week, he might have the twin towers of Pitbull and TDK. Then he's got Sweetie.
The number one hardest ruckling.
Then
going
he's got Draper. That's not as hard now because it's not the dual setup. Then Big O.
But it will be a dual setup. They'll have someone else in there.
Oh,
They
yeah.
go with two.
They'll go with Righty.
So he'll get
or-
double teamed.
His draw is not good. His form is not good.
So he's down to 984K.
He's carrying an injury.
What's his break even?
So
Be
he's
like
down
140 probably?
191K for the season. So break even 152.
Oh, crikey.
You've got to jump. You've got to get
He
off.
should have jumped earlier.
You should
That's
have
a
jumped.
lot down.
And
Can
that's
you-
why you
So he
still
lost
need to do it.
67 this week.
Can you just close your eyes and go,
I've got him and I'll
I've
keep
got him. It's just,
And that's usually the
I'll
way
wait
we
for it
play
to play out.
No, because I think Briggs is there at 777K.
That's so cheap.
That is dirt cheap.
And so he's basically bottomed out now
Jeez, that's
because
a
he
cash
went
grab.
down 5K.
Make
So
yourself-
break even to 79.
So you just think about this. So that's a massive cash grab to a player who's fit,
yes.
as opposed to hanging on to poor old X who's not fit.
He could be laid out at any moment.
Every week there's question marks about
Drew's
whether
watching him every
He
step
is.
that he takes, and it's not looking like it's not real positive.
Well, he's
stuff
not
every
training like a fully fit
No,
X-Man.
no.
Well, we know what fit X-Man looks like.
Yeah.
That's not
He's
him.
he's getting managed every single week. I'm off it. You got to get off it. I'm saying if you're in that boat.
Is
Be
okay.
hard to do.
So the answer is Briggs to make yourself some cash, which is only making you, 200K now, which is still a fair chunk.
It's a good chunk.
That you can do.
Yeah.
Or do you go up?
Who to?
Well, Rowan Marshall's a hard one, and didn't mention him in the news, but he did go off the ground with a bit of a leg issue.
Did you
but
see
he's
him do
gone
it?
70 and 75 in the last two.
70, 75, and the way
After
he came
123 and
down and
142.
limped around on that knee.
Yep.
No thanks.
He's got Tim English this week though, which is a positive.
That is a positive.
Yeah.
Even on one leg, he'll.
But yeah, Rowan Marshall,
Dominate.
it's the hard one to buy into with a break even of 145.
That's way too much risk going from back-to-back 70s to back-to-back 70s. That could be back-to-back.
So Briggs is the one.
back.
Well, you go to Max though. People that don't have him.
Would you?
Would you?
Yes.
For this green run.
Yep. And he's coming off that 118.
So this is
He's
the
been a
green
hard
run.
watch this
Yes.
year, though.
He's always hard to watch. This is the time.
I wouldn't like he's only averaging 97.
Yeah. It'll be up near. It'll be way over 100 in the next 3 weeks. It'll
He's
be-
lost us 145K.
Oh,
Thanks, Cal.
really?
See, that's one where you
Damn.
just close your eyes.
Yes. You close your eyes.
So, actually,
Tell me who they
on
play
that,
again.
the Sam De Koning, now that he's got ruck status, made the most. Then it's Archer Reed. Then it's Tom De Koning as the most highest earning
Oh,
rucks.
congratulations to the De Koning family.
So Max this week goes against Sean Darcy
yeah,
at the MCG.
right.
There's
He'll
a
be fine
110,
there.
right? And next week after that, he goes against Nank, gives up plenty, and then he travels over to West Coast.
Yeah, right.
So 3 really good weeks in a row. He should be over 110 easily.
should.
Yes.
You're right.
Now, can I throw you Sam Draper?
No, you can't.
I think the worst thing is that he's only 57K cheaper than Briggsy. So
Why
you have to go Briggsy.
Before we started the podcast, we said do not bring this up.
Mate, He scored 101 last week against Max.
Okay.
Then he gets to go Eagles.
In that half an hour I had this morning, I did actually.
You looked at it.
But not in the ruck. I didn't realise he
as
was
a
going to
forward.
get forward
Yeah,
status.
yeah.
If he, okay, here's the deal. If he is solo ruck, if they don't name like a prop like Goldsteinberg or someone like that to go with him, as a forward option, a forward with access to number one ruck hit outs.
Don't.
Seriously.
Don't entertain
He's
it.
cheap. Isn't he?
Yeah, he's cheap.
Thought so.
Don't do it, people.
All right, let's look at the most traded in players ahead of round 6. This is early doors, very early ones, with Saad El-Houli there as the most traded in player. Nick Daicos, Caden Cleary is a rookie like Tom Gross, and then Zach Merrett. So the punters are saying Nick over Zach, but that probably is the pure price thing.
Yeah,
Potentially.
but that's smart.
That's smart.
In this case, it is because they're both.
Who's
uber
scoring
elite.
more this week, though? Who's going to rank higher in Calvin's captains?
We haven't quite tidied it up yet, Dog, but probably Merrett, you would think.
I would think.
Yes.
Most traded out, Sam De Koning. Time to go now that he's not their ruck and playing in the back line. Joel Frazier, should have gone a while ago. Finn Callahan, Jackson Pryor, and Nathan O'Driscoll. Now, just quietly, X is then 6 on the list.
Is he?
So
They're
people
doing it.
are looking to move him. But what are we looking at doing for round 6?
I'm getting rid of Jackson Pryor for El-Houli, and I held Nod last week. So that's Nathan O'Driscoll, and he will go to wherever it lands on Merrett or Daicos. I think at the moment it's going to be Merrett. You know me. Spend the coin, go to the top.
Well, I've got coin to spend too. So I was having a quick look there. I'm going to join Roy with the
here he goes.
rookies.
Here we
Frazier down to Sard.
Yep,
Probably
clever.
play trainer though.
Yep.
And then Riley Sanders gets me to Zach Merrett.
Oh, you guys are making huge moves.
Zach Merrett.
What's wrong with Riley Sanders?
He's been good.
He's very good.
He's a
Zach
great
Merrett's
player.
a lot better.
Is your team that good? You can move on Riley Sanders.
No, it's not. And
Right.
These trades won't stick. But it's Monday morning.
Yes, it
Rage
is.
trade time.
Roy,
What we
Riley's
can
been
do.
good. So I'm going the doctor, Davidson.
What?
Yeah, out to Carroll. As you can imagine, that requires a lot of DPP. Probably your mind is going, hey, and that's okay. I can teach you how to do that. And then Garcia, thanks for that 80 out of nowhere. He's going to Petraka.
Wow. Your team is flying.
It is.
I'm not getting merit.
No.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
Let's have a quick hit of questions that are coming through, and there are a lot because people want to know things.
We've come to the right place.
Especially if it's DPP.
That's it.
AFL Fantasy Fiend, how many times can Powell make me a fool? So Tom Powell, he's got to go.
What's your old saying, Cal? Fool me once.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yes.
Yes. Shame on you.
Yeah.
Get rid of him, mate. Yes, he's got to go.
Ripley Bray is looking ahead to Sunday, fielding these guys. Which two? Hugo, Davo, Cleary, Moraes.
Okay.
Moraes say no to me.
Yeah. I have got a real fantasy crush on Cleary. I just think he is an absolute jet of a player. The way he goes about his footy, I just can't see him. I think his floor's a lot higher because I just don't know how he will have a shocking game.
Yep.
Like he wants the pill, and if he's not getting it, he's tackling. He just goes that hard, and he's getting himself into that midfield mix. I'm just a fan of him. So he would be my number one to field there, I think.
I like it.
All right. Who would we get out here for Lucas? Pryor, De Koning, Lucas Camporelli. All interesting. I think De Koning's the first one. Cash on the head is one.
It is.
His role is done.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Calvin's just leaving us at the moment. It looks like he's about to explode.
See you in half hour, mate.
Beach balls. You know what he's done? I think he's cramping in his jaw.
There's nothing worse
What was
than
that
that.
thing that he had? What was he doing? Mummin?
Oh.
Ewan.
Oh, God. Booming.
Right.
Next question.
Right, here's where you're going to get the most sense here. So, Sam De Koning does go.
Yeah.
I think Lucas Camporelli can almost be, unless you can do what you want to do with it, but do you just leave him as a dead dot?
at the moment, there could be some value in his
Red dotness.
red dotness. Yeah. But if you're at quite a luxury mode where you don't see a significant upgrade to do, I also don't mind the thought of making him a cash generator.
Welcome back, Cal, for the second time today. What
Good to be back.
happened?
Oh, a little minor injury.
What was it? Cramp in the jaw?
In my neck.
I hate that.
Oh, it hurt too.
That cramp is painful.
Making my eyes water. I
Yeah.
couldn't stop it. And I was
It's
looking
not
like an idiot trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, that never looks good.
You
Has
need
it ever
to-
happened to you driving before that one?
Oh.
That's an accident waiting to happen.
reckon.
It ain't good.
Limit some of those extracurricular activities, Cal, that you're doing. Rightio, let's go here. How do we feel about Setterfield?
No.
He could be in your tag watch,
Yes, he could.
and he could be a good draft pick.
Very
He
draftable.
made the video.
Very draftable. What, he wouldn't even be cheap because he
No, he's not.
he's averaged a fair bit in the past. So no, not for me.
All right, the Carton Blues says sliding doors time. Get a rookie off the field, and M8 can be Ned Long. Now, he was good.
Oh.
He also made that draft video.
I reckon.
Or move off a failed mid-pricer, Finn Callahan, gets to Daicos.
Oh,
That's what you're doing.
I like Daicos a lot.
Ned Long's 550K. That's a
He's
lot.
cheap.
It is.
I think he's cheap for
that's-
what he can do.
That is interesting
Almost
with
a
him
ton.
because
He's in the midfield.
he is.
He needed that opportunity. He's
Gee,
got
they
it now.
talked him up in there too. So what's he done? So it was a vest for 31 the previous week. When he's been out of the vest, he's gone 90, 72, 104.
Yep.
Gosh, he's not going back in the vest. Is
You
he?
wouldn't think so.
Break even of 24. It's tempting.
It is.
Johnny T, with all the turmoil in the ruck position, there's only one person that can save us all. Braden Bruce.
Oh, the
Come on, Brucey, where are
Imagine
you?
that. Like that. Lewis on Instagram wants to know, who are you fielding out, a trainer or do you back in the doctor?
That's a good question.
Well, it's a question that I think the doctor didn't have a great score.
No, he
and
didn't.
snaked a goal.
The trainer
Get that too.
this week against the Suns should be an 80.
Yeah, he should be an 80. On the flip side of that, Doctor has a nice game too versus the Saints.
The
I think.
Saints. Yep.
But I think I'm leaning towards trainer.
Trainer for the, I guess the higher floor. He's got access. He'll take 5+ marks.
100%.
Yep.
That's where we're locking. Yeah.
Lewis wants to know, can we still field Xavier Lindsay?
Oh, look, he'll be better
He'll be better
for the extra
run.
week.
He will be. Freo, MCG. He was scoring so well. Got injured, one bad score.
He just wasn't himself.
He gets another go.
He wasn't himself.
We didn't
He'll
get
be
to
right.
talk rookies too much before, but who's your downgrade? Gross, El Hawley, Cleary, or someone else?
So, like I said, I'm a massive Cleary fan. So he's my number one. And then I'm going El Hawley purely on the cheaper, that making the extra cash than Grossi. So that's how I'm splitting those two. But I really am a fanboy in Cleary. That's why I'm willing to pay the extra.
90K extra.
Yeah,
It is. Yep.
yeah. But then I'm going to El Hawley for the cash, but he is still a vest
He
watch
is.
because one of the Scots coach him, so you never know what's
never
going to
know,
happen. And I do like Grossi as well, actually. But then I'd have him third.
Cow, which rookie goes first here for Bo? Marays, Lindsay, or Murphy Reed?
Marays or Murphy, maybe?
So you want to keep backing in Lindsay?
I think so. I'm happy to keep backing him in. People were talking about trading him in this week.
Yes.
And just one bad score, and they've all been a bit spooked. I'm happy to keep
His
backing
break
him.
even sort of got up there though now.
Yeah, it
like in the
has.
sense that it's going to take we need a good score from him to actually be a cash generator
Yep.
that we wanted him to be.
But he went 94 and 80,
Yeah.
then got injured. So if he
But
can get back
that's
up,
what that 12 hurts though. No,
Yes.
what was it? 12? Yeah, it was.
It was a
12.
12 from 3% TOG.
yeah. So even last week though,
But
so
the calculator doesn't care about the tog or anything.
doesn't.
Sees
No.
the 12 and goes bang bang, and he's
Yeah.
had that 40,
So-
and he's not.
You're right to be spooked as a non-owner.
64% game time he had last week. So they were very conservative
Oh,
with him
that's
as well.
super conservative.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope.
So he'll be right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He
you
goes
trade then
Freo.
Marays or Reed?
I'm going Marays.
It- That's really dependent on whether he's on ground, though, I reckon. Because
Agreed.
what I would do, I would say, yeah, if you can get him up to someone good,
Yeah.
do it now
exactly.
because he's got the money on his head.
Yep.
Well, that's my.
'Cause you don't want those other
that's
two
my
on ground.
alternative trade.
Yeah.
I probably won't. I'll keep Riley. It'll be him up.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I'm just not shopping in areas that I love.
Yeah. And
just
and
not
that sucks as well. That's
that
why
does suck.
Cow last week ended up with the cash grab so he could go shopping in a area he loves. So that's a game you play. Riley, just off topic, Riley, he smashed it in that first half.
Yeah.
He was best on ground by a country
At
mile.
60-odd points
Yeah.
at the half.
Yeah. So at least he's got that in him at the moment.
Mm.
He's edging towards being little piglet Riley.
He is.
Back.
I'm going to ask you this one, Roy, from Ripley Bray.
Yep.
Because they're all names that you love.
Yep.
What's better to bring in? Lachie Ash,
Love.
Max Holmes,
Love.
or go the value with Stewart? And this is for Farrell.
All right. This is
So all
a
these
bloody
three
good
players
questions.
have been in your head or in your team or...
or both. Oh my God, haven't I? And I've munted that so badly.
So Stewart, value. Or are you just like putting a line through him as going, that's too much of a headache? Because it's been a headache almost every single
week bar one
Yep.
where he was good. So that you have to be prepared to buy into just crazy crap, literally, with him. But his value. So each week on its own merit, he's right up there in the mix. Like you think about when he gets back down the Cattery, it's going to be Tom Stewart, uncontested, milking the clock, scoring hundreds, and he's right down at 800k at the moment. So I do like him. Lachie Cash, this is his breakout year, and we heard it from internally. Like this is his year to bust it, and he is. So I really like him. And Holmesy is like a yo-yo so far this year. 100 tagged 70, 100 tagged 60, 100. So you've got to be prepared for that with him as well. So summing all that up, I think Lachie Cash is the man
He's
at the
the one.
moment. Yeah.
All right. Can we move off TDK this week?
It
And
would
is
be
that an
mega.
issue?
It's an issue, but would it be? That's like mega luxury to be doing that this week.
It is, or is it just common sense?
Just Roy being a
knowing-
step ahead of the competition.
Well, that's it.
Is it just knowing that when he shares the role, he's like a 75?
Is that as bad as it's going to get? Because
It won't get worse than that.
Okay,
But
I'll
you
take
are
75 for a look.
From $1 million man.
Well,
When they start getting to that price, expectations have
that's
to
true.
increase.
True. I am for one look, I think.
So his break-even's hit 129 now.
Because what happens if
So
it's
he's going
not?
to be under a mil
What happens if it's not an issue?
if he is an issue.
Okay, so how wouldn't it be an issue? If the time spent not in the ruck is spent in forward 50, which you would assume without Harry and without Kempy, it is,
Yep.
that's a huge issue.
Okay.
That could be a really quiet day. If for some reason, like he's a guy who's had 25 touches in a game this year.
Yep.
If for some reason he got to roam the ground a little bit when he's not in the ruck, like say Luke Jackson, then it wouldn't be an issue.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to do that with him though.
No.
So that means it is an issue.
So, is this something you're looking to change this week?
I will look at it heavily if Pitto's name.
If Pitto's
But I don't think he will be. So no, I'm keeping him. It's not an
Okay.
issue. I just decided.
Yep.
All right, that'll do us, boys. Another great podcast. Roy,
Yes.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing what this
Oh.
week looks like for you.
The journey has started. I'm so excited.
Can you two not do this?
No, we're not doing anything about
Why
it.
wreck me this early?
Roy,
Roy
come
is
on!
going to win that hat. Get yourself ready for the Easter round of footy. Just be aware of the games. Thursday night is normal, 7:30 game Eastern time. Then we do have North and Carlton at 3:20 on Friday, rolling into the Bombers and Eagles over in the West at, what's that?
6:10.
So, and then everything else is pretty normal. We do get a Sunday night game, and then we have Easter Monday. And reminder about those teams that they won't be out unless things have changed, but we're expecting those teams to come out as their 23s on Sunday evening at 6:20. So it's all happening. Another great weekend ahead, I think.
Yep. Let's go.
All right. Good luck, everyone, and...
Happy trading.